every day and in every way. Enjoy that I fight support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body, that I fight you.
Darvite nutritional supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Darvite from LB Pharma. Darvite, love yourself.
Preventive healthcare plays a pivotal role in ensuring optimal well-being and reducing the risk of developing severe health conditions. Among the essential pillars of preventive care are regular checkups and screenings. Regular medical checkups are essential for individuals of all ages, regardless of their current status. These checkups allow healthcare professionals to assess your overall health, identify potential risk factors, monitor existing conditions, and ultimately prevent or treat diseases before they become severe. We will delve into why these preventive measures are critical and highlight some of the diseases that can be prevented and detected early through regular checkups and screenings. Today on your favorite health TV talk show, The Physicians, we'll be discussing silent killer diseases, the importance of regular medical checkups. Stay tuned. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. It's another day with The Physicians, where your health is our business and will always be our business. My name is Dr. Martina Agbere, your regular anchor on this program. And with me, it's my very intelligent guests. We'll be discussing silent killer diseases, the importance of regular medical checkups. And we'll have no other person that are very, very intelligent, ever smiling, radiant, Dr. Ime Okon. She is the president-elect of the Medical Women Association of Nigeria, Lagos State Branch, and the medical director and chief executive officer, the General Hospital, Ibeju-Lekki, Akodo, Lagos. Dr. Ime, you're welcome to our program.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. I like your smile.
Thank you very much. Nice having you on The Physicians.
Thank you for having
me. Well, I'm really glad at least you made it this time. It's been a long while trying to bring you on our program.
I know.
Thank God, thank God. So we're discussing silent killer diseases, okay? Yeah. The importance of regular medical checkups. So when you talk about silent killer diseases, right, what exactly does this mean? Why are they called silent killer diseases?
Okay, thank you very much. Silent killer diseases. We have diseases and we have those ones that are silent. When we have diseases like malaria, they show symptoms. Fever, some people vomit, headache, things like that. You go to the hospital, they ask you to do a test, malaria parasite, that is the cost. They will tell you that, okay, mosquito beats you, so the malaria parasite got into your system. That is the cause. And you have symptoms to show for it. But in the case of these ones we call silent killers, they show no symptoms. You will just be carrying them up and down, like what I call them a ticking time bomb. And you don't know you have them, except you go to check in the hospital. They don't show symptoms until complications set in. So non-norms, no symptoms at all, and that's why they call them silent killers. We have some examples if you want me to go into that.
Yeah, before you go into the examples, is it like you're talking about the non-communicable diseases?
Yes.
Those are the ones.
Most of them, yes, are non-communicable diseases. Once upon a time, low economic nations and middle-income nations, they had communicable diseases as very common amongst them. But you'll be surprised that most of the deaths globally now, especially in low-income countries and middle-income countries, are caused by non-communicable diseases, the same one that we are referring to as the silent killers.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to just give us briefly, I want to talk about some of the ones that are prevalent that you want my people to.
Yeah, so we have a lot of them that are silent killers, but the ones that are very common hypertension, diabetes, cancers, obesity. Obesity is a disease. Then chronic obstructive respiratory disease. These are the ones that are very, very common. And they have one thing common to all of them. They don't have a particular cause. You know, when they say you have a problem, you know the solution. When you mention that this is a problem, this is the cause of my problem, then you know that the problem is almost half solved because you know the cause. But in this case, most of them don't have causes, but they have what we call associated or risk factors. That's what they have in common.
Because I know very well that in medical school, then you always say idiopathic, cause unknown.
Idiopathic.
Cause unknown.
Big grammar.
Yes. Okay, so as the chief medical officer, right, chief executive in your facility, what are the ones that are most prevalent that you see in your locality? Hypertension, diabetes?
Yes, so those are the ones that are very common. Hypertension is very common. Diabetes is very common. Then the cancers here and there, then the respiratory illnesses, we see them. Recently, in fact, we had an activity, a statewide, it's a nationwide activity, the Forum of Commissioners of Health of the Federation. After, of course, research and evidence-based research came out to still highlight that these non-communicable diseases are seriously disturbing our people, killing our people. They are very common causes of premature and sudden death. They now decided that let's do what we call Project 10 Million. Each state, Lagos State took it up, and each state you are supposed to go and for free screen people for these non-communicable diseases. So we had them carry out in all the primary healthcare centers, all the general hospitals. In fact, we just concluded on the 16th of November after 3 weeks of rigorous screening for free. Hypertension, diabetes, and of course, obesity. So just the weight and the height. And people could just walk in for free to check your blood pressure, check your blood glucose, and this was championed by commissioners for health. And of course, it was Lagos State. We always take the first place.
Well, the truth is that I read about the project 10 million, and the other states actually are also doing it. So I want to now ask people, you said this is no known cause, okay, for the non-communicable diseases. So why do you think that people are not usually aware of their health conditions? Why don't, because it just comes out. Oftentimes, maybe they go for something else and the next thing they check and they say the blood pressure is up. Why are they not aware that the blood pressure is up?
Okay, so it is our attitude towards our health. People have poor health-seeking behavior, and it's common, and it cuts across all strata. The business health executive will tell you, I'm very busy, and you have blood pressure machine. Even amongst us doctors, Dr. Martina.
I agree, we talked about this some time ago.
Yes, so even amongst us, so there are some things that we should pay priority to. So because, like I tell people, if you don't set one day aside to check your health will set a day aside for you. And God help you that day. Let it not be the day you want to go and sign a contract or something. Then they just say that, oh, he left home hale and hearty, and you just slumped, God forbid. So because if you make out time and just pay particular attention, check your blood pressure, and they give you a clean bill of health, it's better than for you to wait, especially when you have maybe positive family history, mother and father have had these kind of things, then you should pay particular attention to these things. People will tell you in Lagos, you are very busy, we don't have time for this. Pay attention to your health. Otherwise, your health will force you one day to pay attention. And by that time, it may be too late. Because like we say always, prevention is better and even cheaper than cure. Before you start getting to the CT scan, get your BP machine that is less than how much? It's less than 100,000, and check your blood pressure before you start going to very expensive investigations that you have to do when the complications now set in.
Okay, before I take you down the path on the importance of medical checkups, let's briefly talk about the risk factors, because you made mention of familial history, obesity. So maybe we can just take them. What are some of the risk factors that people should be aware of? Like if you know that you're at risk of having this disease condition, it just it helps you to be on top of it, to be able to go for your regular checks. So what are some of these risk factors?
Okay, so cutting across the examples I've given, hypertension, diabetes, cancers, and the obstructive, we have what we call modifiable risk factors, and we have non-modifiable ones. The non-modifiable ones come like age. Like from 40 years and above, they will tell you, check your breast, go for a mammogram. From 40 years above, if you're a male, check for your prostate and things like that. So as you advance in age, your blood pressure, you should check. And especially when you have a family history too. That's another thing that you cannot modify. I was born into this family. I couldn't have changed it. My father had, my mother had, so things like that, genetics, you cannot change it. So these are the things. Sex, but these days, for non-communicable disease, almost closing up. Gone are the days that they will say, okay, this one is commoner in females than males, but this time for non-communicable diseases is almost closing up.
Oh, because of the lifestyle?
Those are the ones that you can modify, so, and there is race. They will tell you hypertension is commoner in blacks than so these are the things that you cannot modify. However, the risk factors that are modifiable, that you can change, are actually like 80%, So you can, yes, 80%.
80%,
so
that is high.
Yes, that is high.
Which
so
is
if
good
it's
too.
something, it is a positive one. Because all these diseases that we are mentioning are preventable. Because if 80% of the risk factors are modifiable, then the change begins with you. Yeah. It's something you can do by yourself. Absolutely. And it has to do with things like what you eat, your lifestyle modifications, your maybe you live a sedentary lifestyle, you're supposed to exercise, then taking of tobacco, taking of alcohol. So when it comes to food, I tell people, let food be your medicine, not medicine your food. Now, let's take that again, but this time slowly. Let food be your medicine, not medicine your food. If you don't watch what you eat, then you end up with some diseases that you have so many medications that you are taking that by the time they bring out your nylon of drugs like this, it will be like food. So if you watch what you eat, reduce your salt intake, don't take junk food, don't take too much salt, don't take too much sugar, increase your fruit intake and your vegetables. Those are the ones that are going to help you. That is about food. And when it comes to exercise, some people will tell you, this overweight thing, it runs in the family. No, it is your family people that are not running. If they are running, you will not have overweight. Do you understand?
I love that.
That is it.
Runs in the family.
It doesn't run in the family. It's you people that are not running. If you run, you have exercised and you will lose all that overweight, And what are you doing with tobacco? Almost all the diseases in this world, there is no way you look for cause. There is always one tobacco associated with this, is associated with cancer, is associated with high blood pressure, is associated with diabetes. There is almost tobacco in everything. So why on earth are we still doing this tobacco thingy? Then alcohol. Well, even people will quote Bible for you and tell you that a little is good for the stomach. But please, how do you measure the little? Is it a teaspoon? Is it a tablespoon? Is it this cup? What is little exactly? So that is where the problem comes in when it comes to alcohol. And these are the risk factors that are modifiable, that are common to all these diseases that I have mentioned.
Can we just quickly tell us the importance of having regular medical checkups? Why is it important?
So, like we said earlier, prevention is better than cure, and it's even cheaper. And early detection is very key. Even for cancers, if it's detected early, a whole lot can be done, and people can live for a very long time, useful lives, healthy lives, even after the diagnosis, if it is done early enough. And this can only be achieved if we can dedicate time from time to time to check your blood pressure, check your blood glucose, and especially when you have those risk factors. As we continue to age, as you grow older, you need to pay more particular attention to yourself. And you need to slow down on some things that you were doing a lot as a younger person, because the body is like, I would want to say like a machine, not entirely like a machine, but even if you've used a machine, an equipment for a while, as you continue to use it for a year, or even cars, a year, 2 years, you know that you have to check more often. The car that you just bought now, you may not need servicing next maybe 3 months, 6 months, depending on how you use it. But if you use it a whole lot and it has stayed for like 5 years with you, you know that you have to check more regularly. If not, it will become useless to you. And also how much more the body, that the thing that is helping you, you know that health is wealth. Because if you are not healthy, you won't be able to meet up with that meeting that you are running and going for, that is making you not pay particular attention to your health. So these silent killers that we have mentioned, they don't have symptoms until complication sets in. So are you waiting for that complication? At the board meeting, somebody just slumps, or at a retreat, somebody just collapses, and they find it difficult to resuscitate the person. We're losing our labor workforce. We're losing people at such an early age where the nation needs them most. So we need to pay particular attention to our health so that we will not end up getting to the hospital at a time where it's okay. For instance, let me tell you now, if you go to the hospital and you check your blood glucose, there's a particular level it can be, and they just advise you, watch what you eat. And if there's a level it gets to, and they will start giving you medications, and there's another level it gets to, it's injection, not even tablets, insulin regularly. Is that the kind of life you desire? Why not go early enough at that stage where they will tell you, okay, when you have your plate like this, make sure carbohydrate is just this percentage, let's also have more fruits, and this advise you, and you allow at that stage that food is your medicine, instead of by the time you now come and they tell you that, oh, because this it has gotten so high, the blood sugar, it is injectables that you will now be using, and because it has gotten so high, it has affected your kidney, now your blood pressure too has been affected, now it's predisposing you to what kind of cancer, maybe pancreatic or something. And at the end of the day, they will say, okay, so this is the medicine for the diabetes, come and take another one for hypertension, that is the stage when food, medicine will now become food. And at the end of the day, you see that you have this food that you want to eat and see the medication that you want to take, so plenty. You know, you don't want it to get to that stage, because at that stage, frustration starts setting in, because even you will get tired. Once they bring the pack of drugs, you'll be like, God, how did I get to this level? So before it gets to that level, find out time. You can make it a birthday treat.
Exactly.
On your birthday, if your birthday falls maybe on a weekend, before you go out and eat all the junk and everything, just enter a medical place and check your blood pressure, check your glucose, do the basic things. Just dedicate 1 year. The last time, it was on Valentine's Day. Yeah. That was my own treat to myself, my own Valentine. That was my Valentine. Yes, of course, I have my Valentine, but of course, that was my own Valentine treat. I decided to go on February 14 and just do all my checks. They did my breast examination for me. They did my cervical examination for me. Yes, even as a doctor, I'll allow another doctor to take care of me. I can't take care of myself at that point. Yes. So you subject yourself to that so that it doesn't get to a stage where they will now be running helter-skelter. So you have to dedicate and make out that time.
Okay, so I like the fact that you said you chose Valentine's Day and you did your test. I will always advise or recommend that people can actually use their birthdays so they don't also forget. So just ensure that if you want to do such a thing, just a recommendation, you can put a day that resonates well.
With you,
now you know on this day, this is when I do.
Every year, yes. You don't miss it.
Yes, because I don't know how many hospitals, private hospitals, I don't know if the government hospital do it, call their regular patients and remind them that you are due to have your medical checkups. Okay, now we're talking about the medical checkups. You've talked about the importance of medical checks. What are the basic things that are required that you need to really do? The screening, what kind of tests? When you say it's time for your medical check, is the person supposed to go and be doing echocardiogram or a CT scan? What are the basic things that at least people can actually do?
Okay, so basic things, it depends again on the age.
Yeah, good.
On the age, family history, and all that. Because somebody that is 30-year-old and has positive family history of hypertension, for instance, the frequency of checking blood pressure will be more than somebody that is like 40, 45 that does not have a positive family history. So a lot of things come into place. But generally, check your blood pressure. Everybody should have, ideally in the home, a blood pressure machine. Once you have somebody that is 30, 35, 40 and above, you should have a blood pressure machine at home. It doesn't have to be the manual one that you don't know how to handle. The one that anybody can just press it. There are some that will even talk. Yes. They will even tell you your blood pressure is normal. Thank you. We wish you a happy health. There are so many ones like that that you can handle on your own. You may not be able to do the glucose check on your own because it involves pricking yourself and it's a bit painful. So you might have to go to the hospital to check those ones. I've mentioned that when you get to the age of 40, for females, do a mammogram once in a year. And for males, check your prostate. People that are hypertensive need to be checking their kidneys from time to time because we know that hypertension has to do with blood supply, and blood supply goes to the whole body, and the kidneys can be affected if the blood supply is not getting to them regularly. So you need to do your kidney function test, electrolytes, urea and creatinine. People check their liver function test. People should check their cholesterol. I forgot to mention lipids. We should watch what we eat. The oil. Some people, some people, when they want to say, I don't want to talk, before they will say some people are over manual. You like taking too much oil. Yes. If the oil is not plenty like that, it is not sweet, you know. And when you're cooking your vegetables, we should eat vegetables now. But some people eat until you cook it and it changes from green to dark green to brown to almost. That's when you say, that is when it is sweet. No, all the nutrients are gone by that time. So all these things are what you pay particular attention to. You shouldn't, as you are advancing in age, you should learn to boil, air fry more than, using oil to fry things. Avoid fried things. Instead of taking dodo every time, boil the plantain and take semi-ripe instead of too ripe and sugary plantain and all that. Even when we say people should take fruits, watch what kind of fruits you're taking. Take cucumber, take garden egg, cabbage, all those ones. Not overripe pineapple. And overripe pawpaw and all those ones. Yes, and apple that is almost turning yellow. That's the one that is sweet, So we're careful about choice of those things.
Anyway, from all that you have said, we can relate to the consequences. If you do not go for your medical checks, you can have consequences. So let me bring it home. As the Chief Executive Officer in charge of a general hospital in a community, what are you doing to help that community?
Okay. So, like we just...
I'm talking in terms of free medical checks, because not many people can afford medical checks. So what are your plans? What do you plan to do in that community? And you have any event?
Yes, very well. And I'd like to mention at this point that even though we just finished the project 10 million, the General Hospital Ibeju-Lekki is partnering with Vital Health and City of David to bring free medical mission. And it's just next week. We are having it next week, Friday, in the hospital premises. We're going to even be doing free surgeries. But then we'll be checking people's blood pressure for free. We're going to be checking blood glucose for free. We're going to be doing prostate cancer screening for free, urinalysis. We have mobile x-ray van that will do chest x-ray for people for free. We're going to check eyes. We're going to check even the teeth.
It's a big one.
So all roads lead to General Hospital Ibeju-Lekki, Lekki Free Trade Zone on Friday, 6th of December, where we're going to be doing all these things for free. Because some people will come and say, for economic reasons, we cannot afford this, we can't afford that. This is another opportunity after the project 10 million for you to do, and we're even doing beyond what we did during the project 10 million. Just take it a little notch higher for the community that we serve. At least once in a while, look for partnerships that would add value like this, and we'll be very happy and willing to welcome everyone there.
Oh, it's actually a very big one that you're doing. And I'm sure sensitization is ongoing right now.
Definitely.
And in that community, please ensure that a lot of people participate. They say you're doing surgeries. What kind of surgeries are you looking at?
Yes, so we're doing straightforward, not complicated surgeries, appendectomy. For the major surgeries, we're doing appendectomy and herniorrhaphies. You see some people be carrying hernia for years because they cannot afford to do surgeries. So we're going to be doing this for free, and we're going to be minor excisions. Some people be carrying breast lumps and other lipomas and things like that. We're going to be excising for them for free.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ime Okon.
Thank you.
It's been nice having you, and you have clearly schooled us and enlightened our audience, okay, on the importance of medical checkups. It's very important because we know the challenges, the consequences that will come with it when it's not done. And for, of course, our professional colleagues, we also need to also advise them too, because most of us, we allow people, we take care of people that will hardly even take care of ourselves. Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you, having you again on our program, The Physicians.
Thank
and
you.
I wish you well in your program that is upcoming.
Thank you so much.
Trust The Physicians will try as much as possible to always support you in terms of letting people know about it, awareness. And to everyone out there that has been with us all through today's program, we just want to say thank you for keeping a date with us on your favorite Health TV talk show, The Physicians. We've actually discussed silent killers, the importance of regular medical checkups. And you heard what Dr. Okon said. I love that word. Let food be your medicine and not medicine your food. And I want to add, when she says food be your medicine, you know what to eat. Small portion, balanced diets. Do not take the things that you cannot cope with, that will be injurious to yourself. But know how the food that you take in proportion. And I want to ask that you exercise regularly. Check your blood pressure, check your sugar. It's just around the corner. If you don't have a BP machine, try and get one. It's very important. You may not need it now, but the day that you require it, it will come handy. So thank you again for keeping it with us on your program, The Physicians. You can be part of our program like Dr. Ime here by sending us an email on our website. You can send us an email. Then remember to follow us on our social media platforms. We have over 280 episodes. You can actually go there and binge on them. If you have missed past episodes, you can actually watch many of them there. So till next time, my name is Dr. Martina Agberie. Stay blessed.
Every day and in every way, enjoy that I find support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body, that I fight you.
Darvite nutritional supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Darvite from LB Pharma. Darvite, love yourself.